can't show it, but this dude is way too cool about Beta pushing his neck to one side in order to see his bite wound, and blood is pouring out of that bad boy like it's on a hose, which funny enough it is. But yeah, if someone did that, you'd shove their hand away, not just sit there with your neck at an angle while you lose another half a pint.
They must have been watching and heard me talking about the fair. I'm sorry, boss, I screwed up.
The trade fair is hardly a secret.
Well, it's not a secret in your own community or even among the other communities, but it definitely should have remained a secret from outsiders because they're not exactly chilling with your guys and such.
Like you hadn't hurt yourself enough lately.
Oh, and I suppose you're getting younger?
Are you kidding? After being up all night with this little bundle of joy, my back is shot to hell.
Couldn't sit down with it then, no?
Hey, is there anything I can do?
This girl really is a close talker after all.
Come on, you can help Paul. Chop.
Imagine being needed to be told to pick up the wood and move it from the road when it's clearly the only thing that they're doing and it being the reason why they're stopped.
I hope for a better future. But it looks like violence is the only currency of this future, same as the old one.
This dude is acting like they were planning on inviting literally everyone inside for the event. Like, of course there are crazy people out there. That won't ever change, but it wasn't ever meant for them, was it?
I mean, they sent a letter for crying out loud. A grammatically correct one, too. That sounds pretty civilized, doesn't it?
Wait for Carol to get cancelled for suggesting if you can't write well, you're not civilized.
If I'm wrong, and they don't listen, then we'll kill them.
Meanwhile, they've got guns and you've got bows and arrows, so in theory they could capture the leader, the queen, and most of the other people capable of fighting and either ransom them and guarantee getting what they demand, or they kill them, rock up to the gates and take over the entire place, especially if they've been listening and watching for a while and they figure this is pretty much all of their best fighters, which it is, so not a great plan by any means, to be honest. She can lip read you, dude!
No.
Then what was the point in her even coming along in the first place? She said she couldn't live with having sent the girl back to her mother, and now she's saying that they should just leave the girl out there regardless? Also, if her point is that she thought mega quick when Daryl showed her the boy's letter saying he was heading out to find her, and she thought, I can't live with him having gone out there to get her, then in a way that's even more random because A, her brain worked overtime to come up with her feelings on the situation within 10 seconds of hearing about it, and B, she doesn't even know the boy, like at all, never spoken once. Oh, by the way, no pun intended with her having not heard about it. Let's be real, if they had bullets, they would have started firing right away. You'd assume that arrow to the doll was a miss. Also though, the idea that literally not a single one of them managed to do anything. This means all of their people snuck in with a success rate of 100% on their intended target and got a knife to their throat or an arrow to their head without absolutely even one person reacting first. She managed to get up there in order to fire off the first warning shot without making a single sound in a massive warehouse that would echo like crazy, and at the time no one was even speaking. Unless she did it when they were speaking, but even then, no sound at all?
When's the last time any of you have seen a movie?
Seriously?
This is what I genuinely dislike about The Walking Dead nowadays. It started off so dark and gritty, and now she's using movies to bargain a trade with these guys. Like, I wouldn't care about a movie, and I don't think any of you would either. I think logically we would care about food and water. Just what helps you survive. Jesus.
Hey, Tara. Sickos.
Bruh, is it just me, or would they not have been able to pretty easily roll this tree out of the way, given that they've got like 15 people there? I swear, even me on my own, with one other dude, could probably shift it off the car at least. How do people get jumped like this? Do they have no peripheral vision? as opposed to doing this at the start and arming yourself rather than waiting till you're completely surrounded.
No, Tara, just run!
Telling her to run when she's right there and there's no other walkers immediately surrounding them. Unless she knows the guy, that was a very weird stare at one another while there's still walkers all over the place. Would have seemed to be an awesome time to ask the girl who this Beta is and what he looks like, given that she said he's the best that they have and that her mother would be sending him, and then he could take him out from up there. Also though, it only just occurred to me that they had petrol stored in that building by the deaf girl and her crew, plus loads of bottles of water, so they could have drank those, filled them up with petrol, and then lit them up, throwing them down on them. Perfect plan, especially since the walkers would attack any of the Whisperers freaking out by the fire or being on fire themselves. How though? Can't show it, but dying instantly from a stab to the middle of the back. Just so much unrealistic actions. Like if you're grabbed from behind, imagine not making a single sound for a solid 3 seconds. And on top of that, he takes him out with his own knife. Like you have no idea how hard that would be to do. It's not even funny.
Where is she?
If he clearly wasn't holding him down so well, then why pretend at the start like he is? Do you know what I mean? If Daryl is clearly able to push himself up and attack, then he was never really being held down to the blade properly anyway. He survives this and doesn't seemingly break anything.
Well, this little fella lost his parents, so we brought him here to find someone who might take him in, but...
Earl, I'm not letting go of this baby.
Well, at least you discussed it as a man and wife. Michonne is like, I only knew you for 12 hours and I have no idea how to sign, but okay.
What would my dad do? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Ugh, they're trying painfully hard to make kids wise in this damn show and it's very annoying.
You found me after 15 years.
Technically the other way around, but yeah. With what? Daryl and that were heading to the kingdom, and once again this little, after a quick Google search finally, 10-year-old girl decided to just head out there to find them, and do what? Also, how the hell is she even getting out with a bike? Is she climbing over that giant ass wall with it when she's like 3.5 feet tall? A very small 10-year-old can knock her out using the handle of a knife.
All this time I thought you didn't remember. I hoped you didn't. And you never said anything after that first year.
Because it made you sad.
You assume since you never brought it up to her like she just said.
That's not what Carl or your dad gave their lives to create.
Rick didn't really give his life for that notion. Coral Reef definitely did, since he died while saving that doctor. But Rick just died protecting them from a herd, I guess.
You were right. We have to protect the people we love.
Imagine being constantly swayed by the simplistic arguments of a 10-year-old rather than your own counsel. I mean, I know they give terrible arguments, but they're still better than hers.
Do you think it'll leave a scar?
No. But it's okay if it does.
All of this damn talk about the dangers out and about on the road, and then Michonne decides to go out with a couple of horses on an old slow car with just her and the kid.
We must tell Alpha.
What happened to whispering?
You should really make more of these. Seriously. People would love them.
Miles.
What? You thought he would like it? Why is it a Miles situation at the notion of other people liking them?
I'm gonna trade these for the perfect gift. You'll see.
He's the one who said people would like them! Discount Glenn.
let the first annual Intercommunity Reunification Fair begin!
Jerry, we changed that.
For reals? F-A-I-R, fair?
It's too many. Never mind.
Seen better arms on a spiral galaxy. You couldn't even dunk a donut, let alone.
CGI.
I want to hear my crooner boyfriend croon.
Boyfriend?
Wait, it just came out. You're my boyfriend. I mean, I think you are you?
God, if you wanted this show to feel more like a soap and less of a thriller, then definitely include people not wanting to push their relationship status on their partners. Oh gosh, hope I didn't call him my boyfriend too quickly. Not that she knew that before darting off into the crops, though. In fact, now that her sister has brought it up, it is a little bit weird that she did go and hide in those crops randomly, since she had more than enough time to catch up and get inside. Also though, why is she bringing up the baby and stuff when she was back inside Hilltop after that happened, and then left again with Daryl later on that night? I'm so confused!
So you go. Make sure we have a home to come back to you.
We're splitting up.
Just for now.
Hey, I mean, you can't lean back on that now like it's still a thing after you left the two sisters in the forest alone in the dead of night.
I figure if I can get it up and running, that repeater we set up might allow us all to talk to each other. Despite the great distance and our even greater differences, it'd be nice.
Poor time to bring up differences when in the end everyone did come together here and even signed an agreement to begin trading and looking out for one another again. Really should have said this during the last episode.
She's got a thing for Henry. I'd say by the looks of it, he's got a thing for her too.
I can't believe Gage and Rodney would say that to you.
So it's not true?
I don't know why he wouldn't. They're quite clearly a massive pair of douchebags, as he's already experienced firsthand. Man, these guys really got to work on their green screens for the next season. People keep on dying in this show without making a single sound or trying to defend themselves in literally any way. It's just, oh, I've been stabbed. I must accept my fate. Alright, I'll bite. How the hell did they get everyone out of there?
It was evil, and I think she left me alive to tell you that story. To scare you, and to drive us all apart again.
Well, that's a dumb conclusion. If you want to drive them all away from one another, you most definitely don't go and kill a pretty equal number of people from each camp, thus driving them together in equal hatred and a will for revenge. So there's so much pausing in the middle of sentences here that I'm not even going to tackle it during editing, but it's very weird asking Daryl to leave when they get to Hilltop so he can be alone with Carol. Like, why? He doesn't even say if he thinks Carol fancies Daryl or what. I don't know. It's weird. I don't get it. The idea that this girl managed to sneak away when she was pretty close to the front of a massive convoy.
People actually lived here.
Yeah, but you could literally say that about any other place in the world that's been left derelict for a long while. Shockingly, no one reacts to this for quite some time.
Hey!
Oh, these sassy walkers always reacting in groups instead of one by one, which would be realistic.
Henry said I was a good person, but he was wrong. As long as I'm one of you, it's never gonna stop.
Well, I mean, it has stopped ever since they took out all of those people, and they never attacked back, oddly enough, but whatever. They haven't done anything since. That kid certainly didn't act like that was his legit mother.
Nathan Bird, Bird Without a Word, Aidan White, PK Fan, Ali 50, Ryan Anderson, Israel Caldera, Chris Harris, Jonas Stahl, Manolo Saucedo Munoz, Luis Hernandez, Kim Munt, Jason Davies, Yuki Ali, Manuel Mireles, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Blitzclow, Aura Keeper, Steelers, Kini O, Sentimento, Jaffa 6263, Master Tank, Kevin Nelter, Brendan Krier, Storm 970, Mr. Waffles 64, Kaj Vorzelman, Jordan Samuels, Sean Graves, The Epic Commander, Crimson Shadows, Kyle Farmer, Buzzbomb 3000, Adora Blue,